Howdy folks, Farmer Joe here, coming at you fresh from the field. Today I want to talk about garlic, and if you're a home gardener, this is the perfect week to be planting garlic. Garlic is a biannual, which means its life cycle is carried out over 2 years. You plant it in the fall, and in the fall, it's just going to grow. So basically each of these cloves becomes a plant. So you crack your garlic apart, hop, into separate ones, so that'll make 4 garlic plants. And then each one of these is going to grow into a big head of garlic with 4 to 5 garlics in it. And so you want to plant them in mid-October, and in the fall all they're going to do is make roots. They're just going to grow roots, and they're just going to survive the winter, and in the spring they're going to start to grow. They're one of the first things to come up in the spring. Super satisfying to look out at your garden and seeing all these little green sprouts sticking up. And the garlic will grow, and in June it'll make a flower. So at the top it'll make a garlic scape, which is a sort of a corkscrew shaped little part that you just snip off, so that you force the garlic and encourage the garlic to put all its energy down into making a nice big head of garlic. And then somewhere around mid-July to early August, your garlic will be ready, and you'll harvest it and hang it up to dry and store it all through the winter if that's what you want to do, or eat it all at once. You choose. And so the planting date for garlic is really important, because ideally in this fall it only grows roots and it doesn't actually come out of the ground, because there is a higher chance of winter kill if your garlic has sprouted up out of the ground. That being said, I know many farmers who've because of an unusually warm fall, have had garlic sprout and grow 1 or 2 inches in the fall, and lo and behold, it survives just fine and overwinters just fine. So if your growing conditions are good and your garlic has sprouted, don't freak out. It's probably going to be okay. So that's the reason that people usually want to wait in the fall to plant it, but you do want to plant it early enough that it has time to get rooted and anchored in the fall, so that it resists the freezing and thawing of the spring. Because what happens in the spring is that as the ground freezes and thaws, which with the warm days and the cold nights, what can happen is that the garlic gets lifted up and exposed out of the ground. So if you plant it early enough, it has time to grow some nice big roots. So you want to be planting it anywhere in the first 2 weeks of October. So this weekend is pretty much the cutoff, although if we keep having this warm fall weather, then you can keep going on planting. We've got these big bags available at the farm store. The main thing is that you want to be planting disease-free garlic, so you don't want to be planting garlic with like spots and looking funky. You can even get certified garlic seed, which this is not. This is just regular garlic. You get certified garlic seed that's like tested for nematodes and this and that. But seriously, if you're just growing in your own garden, this kind of stuff is going to be just fine for you. So come on by the farm store, or if you're not in Ottawa, head on over to your local farmer's market, pick up some nice, healthy, vigorous garlic and get it planted in your garden. Oh, one more thing, mulching. That's the other thing. So often, traditionally, garlic is planted in the fall. You want to plant it about this deep and covered with soil, and then mulched with either straw or hay or dead leaves. And all these are great options. It helps to protect the garlic through the winter, and also helps to block the weeds in the spring and in the summer. However, it's not actually obligatory. Many people, most commercial farms no longer use straw. They just plant it directly, plant it deep enough, and as long as you're growing it in a well-drained soil, that's what it needs the most. What garlic really does not like is pooling water over winter, because when you get water pooling in your garden and freezing into a crust of ice, it asphyxiates the garlic, and that's what kills your garlic in the winter. So mulching is a good practice, though not strictly obligatory.